Hey lovelies, it's T here from Golden Thread Tarot, and I wanted to talk to you today. I wanted to do like a little let's chat because there's a subject that's been put on my heart here by Spirit, and I really wanted to talk to you guys about it. I actually was watching a podcast, and there was a story that this podcast was talking about that was about a husband and a wife, and the details of the story are not important, but what really came up to me in the story was the fact that the husband, before they were husband and wife, the husband gave his girlfriend at the time an ultimatum: deal with this or we're done, right? And it just really kind of sat ill with me, right? And I was kind of just like, why is this husband not caring about his wife's feelings and yada yada? Anyway, and I was just thinking like, and it really just had me thinking about ultimatums in general, right? Ultimatums don't work. And they're really toxic. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Now, this isn't necessarily like a hot take or anything like that. I feel like other people have this thought process too, right? Ultimatums really don't work. And coming from a person, coming from me, for me personally, as a person that I was before I really started going on my spiritual journey, I definitely was an ultimatum person. I was the ultimatum person who was like, change, 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 change. But yet I never left that person. I never had the respect I needed for myself to leave, to say what I said and mean what I said, and it always really bothered me, which I didn't get this at the time, that my partners or my friends or whoever it was that I was giving the ultimatum to just ended up disrespecting me again, right? Because it's like, well, we made this agreement, and it was really easy to point the finger and the blame at this other person. I mean, because yeah, when a person says I'll do something and they don't, it's really easy to be like, you lied to me, you're a liar. But underneath that, right, there is an examination that we need to do with self of, why are you feeling the need to give this person an ultimatum instead of just realizing that you and this person aren't, meant to be. You're going in separate directions. Why are you asking this person to change? Because, and I would tell myself, well, I love this person, I care about this person. Now, the person that I am now would ask myself, do you really? If you want this person to change and be somebody different, is it really love that's driving you? Is it control that's driving you? Is it some kind of anxious or some kind of toxic attachment style that you have to this person, right? Are you in love with the potential that this person really holds, right? Do you really love who that person is if you want them to fundamentally change the person that they are? Or even if it's just change of behavior, that's who that person wants to be. Why are you fighting so hard to stay with the person who wants to naturally be a type of person or participate in a choice or a lifestyle or a thought process that doesn't jive with who you want to be, right? Or who you want your friends to be, or who you want your family to be, or who you want, your partner to be, or whoever this person is to you, right? Now, I know that it can get a little dicey and get a little gray area when it's situations like a person might be dealing with addictions and things like that, and you're ripping and tearing our family apart, or you're tearing yourself apart, like you're really damaging your physical, you as you're causing physical damage to yourself, but at the end of the day, ultimatums are nothing but a recipe for resentment. If that person doesn't want to be that person, they are going to resent you for that, right? If, change has to be a natural inspiration. A person truly, at the end of the day, can have the whole world telling them that they need to change. But if they don't think they need to change, or if they don't want to change, then all they're doing is wearing a mask, right? All they're doing is wearing a mask, and all that is going to do is build up self-hatred and build up resentment for other people around them, right? I resent the world because they tell me I can't be the person, that I should be ashamed of being this person when that's the person that I want to be, right? Ultimatums, they just don't work. And the truth of the matter is like, you really just need to release and let that person go. Don't, and I'm this person. I have worked on myself enough, because I'm not going to say I've resolved all my attachment issues, right? Or my abandonment issues, or whatever it was, whatever it is that's driving you to say you need to be a different person for me. I love you if you were this person instead of the person that you are, right? Because that's not real love. Even if the behavior is something that's toxic, or something that's, self-harming in some type of way. If that's who they want to be, allow it. Let them be that person. Let them make that choice in their life to be who they truly want to be. Because that's not real love for that person, and that's not real love for yourself. And it's not real respect for yourself. And like I said, this is not coming as like a chastisation or anything like that. Is that even a word? Anyway, I'm not chastising you, right? Because I understand. I used to be that person that gave people ultimatums until I realized it's not going to do you any good. Acceptance of this person for who they are, and accepting the fact that you two are going in separate directions. You're not meant to be. Because your right person is just going to work, right? The right friends are naturally just going to work. The right partners are naturally just going to work. You don't have to text that person or badger them, or, to remind them that you exist, to remind them that they need to show you love, to remind them that they need to be supportive, to remind them that they need to care about your feelings, to remind them that, oh, hey, that's not the best way to handle your money. That's kind of toxic. You saying this or doing this or acting this way is hurting yourself and hurting your family and hurting other people. They know, right? If they wanted to, they would. If they wanted to be a different person, if they wanted to show up, and it can seem easier in that moment to blame the other person, to point the finger at the other person and say, well, you need to change this behavior. And maybe they do, but that they have to be the one to decide that that's the life they want to live. And at the stage of where I am now, I wouldn't give anybody an ultimatum. I would just say, hey, it's very obvious to me that, they know that we're going in different directions, that we have different visions for ourselves, that, we want to live different lifestyles. It's just not working out, and that's it. And if that person wants to try to say, oh, well, I'll change, or, oh, I'll give it up, or why are you leaving? I'll be honest with them and say, it's this behavior, or it's this lifestyle choice, right? And even if they say, okay, well, I'll change it. Okay, well, we're still going to go our separate directions, right? Because to me, in my mind is, let them come to the ultimate decision themselves, that that's really, truly what they want to do. Because if you go in opposite directions, you date other people, or you spend some time apart, right? That person is going to have time to cool down. They're going to have time to possibly examine why they're holding on to you, why they're willing to change or willing to be somebody they truly in this moment. Do they even truly want to be this person? Hey, maybe this is, maybe this behavior is toxic because it's making people that I love walk out of my life. And it's not, don't do it with the attitude to treat this person a lesson, or to be like, yeah, I'm so better than them or anything. Like, just be like, hey, like, you clearly want to be a different type of person, the person I want to have around me. That's cool. It's your life. I'm going to go in another direction, and allow that person to make their own decisions. Because, yeah, they might call you a B, or they might call you an asshole, or they might cry about it, or they might be upset about it. Their reaction is their business, right? But eventually they'll either settle back and be like, well, F it anyway. This is the person I want to be. This is who I truly am. Or, like I said, they might start questioning, especially if that behavior that they're, that lifestyle or that behavior is truly self-harming in some type of way. But like I said, that inspiration for change needs to come from them, not from you telling them, change or else I'm gone. Because all that does is trigger abandonment wounds. All that does is trigger attachment. Like, no, you can't leave, you know, or trigger rejection wounds. Like, well, I'm not good enough for you, who I am. And that's the truth, right? Why do you feel the need to make somebody be somebody different? You know, you want to live your life this way, but I think it would be so much better if you were somebody else. That's not healthy either. And whether you are the person giving an ultimatum or accepting an ultimatum, think twice before you do. I would encourage you to just allow the sting of that moment to be the pain that it is, over either changing a part of you that you really don't want to change and allowing resentment for your relationship, for that person, to build up over time, right? It will be, in the long run, it will be far less painful. And it's always going to be much better just to say, hey, I'm not demonizing you. I'm not this. You don't have to say that to this person, right? But in the end, it's going to be far less traumatic or far less demonizing to stay attached to that person, you know? And if you are a type of person that has given people ultimatums in the past, or if you're thinking about giving somebody in your life an ultimatum, I would ask yourself that question. Why is it that I want this person to be someone different? Do I truly love this person for the person that they are standing right in front of me? Not the potential of who they could be, you know, if they were did this, or if they did that, or if they didn't do this, or if they looked like this, then I would love them so much more. Then we could just be happy. But they're not that person, right? And if they wanted to be that person, they would be. Stop giving people who don't give you respect ultimatums to give you respect. Because if they wanted to give you respect, they just would. I had to learn that the hard way. The real hard way. The real hard way. And then I had to acknowledge that I obviously didn't respect myself, because even though I would give people ultimatums, they might change for a little bit, but then they'd go right back, and I'd find myself having to give them another ultimatum and another ultimatum. And whether they changed or whether they didn't, I would still stay. And that was because of my own issues, right? And why should they have to? My nose and my lips are itching so bad. Why should they have to? Why should they have to? And truly, for a long time, I would say, no, that person should change. Because I would justify that ultimatum with, well, their actions are making me feel like crap. Or their actions are making me feel unloved. Or their actions are they're doing something that's making them ask, why are you fighting to stay with somebody who wants to treat you with disrespect? I had to ask myself that. Why are you fighting to be with this person who doesn't want to love you, or doesn't want to care for you, or doesn't want to be there for you in the way that you want a person in your life to be there for you? Why? Why are you fighting for that relationship? And I know it seems simple to say, but there's a lot of, complicated feelings and past energy, and, oh, we were so close and then this happened and we changed, and yeah, people change. And we can think that people are supposed to be one way when they are making a decision in their life to be someone completely different. And if you truly love that person, let them go, and let them go be the person that they truly want to be. Let them figure it out. Let them figure out if that's the person they truly want to be or not. And the truth of the matter is that most of the people that I gave ultimatums to, they just left and went on about their life, and they didn't care. Some of them apologized over time, but then, like, most of them were just like, no, but their actions show, like, no, I wanted to be that person that I was being in that moment, and I still feel justified in being that person now. I did what I want to do. But you stayed. And I had to tell myself, not that I victimized, or that I shamed myself, or that I blamed myself. I'm just being honest with myself. You stayed. And I had to realize I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve to stay. What I deserved to do was ask myself, why are you staying? Why are you dealing with it? Why are you allowing this person to lie to you? Because you know it's a lie. And then in asking myself those hard questions, those hard hitting questions, I started really cracking myself open, right? I started exposing my abandonment wounds and my control issues and my fears from my childhood, or fears from my trauma, right? In doing that and asking myself those hard questions and not running away, not letting my ego say, no, 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 it's everybody else's fault. No, 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 that person shouldn't act like that. They shouldn't treat you like that. They shouldn't lie to you. They shouldn't cheat on you. They shouldn't treat you like you don't matter. They shouldn't just make you a side bitch, right? And those things are true. They shouldn't. And once somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Accept that that's the way that they want to treat you, and ask yourself, are you willing to accept this? And if the answer is no, show them with your actions. Walk off. And sometimes that's going to require you to just walk off without an explanation. Sometimes that's going to require you sitting down and being like, hey, I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, this isn't working out. If they ask why, tell them why. Well, you're doing this and doing that. Well, I'll change. Nah, maybe you won't. Maybe you will. I don't know. But if you want to change, go change without me. Or at least that's how I have started realizing that I need to handle things. Like, okay, go change. If you want to. I'm not telling you that you have to. I'm still going to break up with you. Or I'm still going to give a space. I'm still going to go out about my own business. And if you decide to change, or if you decide, to do that, cool. But I'm not going to wait around for you. And I'm just going to allow you to be the person that you want to be, even if I don't agree with that person. Everybody has the right to live the life that they want to live. And obviously, sometimes those choices can take people outside of the social agreements and social constructs. That can mean that people want to do things like break the law or harm other people. And obviously, we're not talking about, oh yeah, just allow somebody to, break the law with you, or, allow somebody to misuse or abuse you or mistreat you, or, harm you in some type of way. That's not what I'm saying. Let them walk off. Or you walk off. It might hurt now, but every single time you choose yourself and your self-respect and your truth of who you want to be, and the people that you want to have around you, it will get easier. Every single time. It will get easier, and you will build respect, and you will build understanding in yourself, and you will take those moments to self-reflect, and it will get easier and easier to make those self-respecting decisions. Because at the end of the day, that is what it's about, right? The overall lesson is, this person doesn't jive with you, so let them go. well, I can't just let them go. Why not? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself the hard questions and see the magnificent person that you grow to become when you really start asking yourself those questions and you really start saying, because when I really started asking myself my questions, I was like, damn, is that really how I feel? Is that really how I think? Because I can say, oh, I deserve this and I deserve that, but my actions say something completely different. And I got to be honest with myself about that. So that's what I have to say. It was just a little quick one, just a little quick something that I just had on my heart and I just wanted to talk about. Don't waste your time with ultimatums. You know, don't let somebody blackmail you into being a person that you don't want to be. Right? Obviously, that's not void of taking accountability and things like that, especially when it comes to, people being honest about your self-harming ways or your addictions or whatever it is, right? But we can 100% have addictions to attachment styles. We can 100% have addictions to choosing not the best partners or not the best things, or we can be addicted to, holding on to people, even though the universe is telling us at every step that it would be much easier to actually let them go, because your fear and your pain and your trauma are telling you that it'll be the end of the world if you let go of them. And I promise you it won't. It might really hurt for a while, but a new day will come and you will find yourself little by little. And it's worth asking yourself the hard questions. Finding your truth is worth asking yourself the hard questions. Thank you guys so very much, okay? I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Watch some of my other readings or some of my other Let's Talks that are in the playlist. I appreciate you as always. I do, if this is your first time finding me, hi, I do these talks, but I also do just like spiritual stuff in general and then tarot readings, of course. So check out some of my other readings if you feel so guided to. Thank you to your spirit guides or whatever guided you here to get this information. Thank you for giving me a little bit of your time, a little bit of your focus. I really appreciate it. If you like the content, give it a like, okay? I'm going to thank my spirit guides for helping me to channel this message, as well as giving me the enlightenment that it has brought along my journey. Thank you so ever much for all your kindness, for all your love, for all your guidance. I love y'all. And I love y'all too. Good luck out there on this journey, okay? Also, if you're interested in a personal reading, I do offer those. So check that link in the description box down below. All right. For some reason, I was really guided to like look down at my my Nazar bracelet. Okay, so some of you might want to get an evil eye bracelet. You might be being guided to get that, or possibly even some honey calcite. Okay, so take that into consideration. Thank you guys so very much. All right, and I will see you lovelies in the next one. Okay, bye.